Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. So, have you ever had a situation where you just knew what you had to do, but you felt stuck? You know, Jesus... Have you ever had that situation where you just knew you needed something to change and all of that was going on? Well, Jesus had an occasion where he was talking with the Jews, and after speaking for a little while, many of them believed what he was teaching. And in John chapter 8, verse 31, it says, "So Jesus said to the Jews who had believed him, 'If you continue in my word,'" or continue in my teaching, "and you really are my disciples. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." How often do we find ourselves in a position where we know we need freedom? We know we need release. We know that the thing that's going on in our life is kept us captive for way too long. We know that Jesus and his teaching and all of the Word of God that comes from the Bible, yes, that's what I'm talking about, all of that is what we need to apply into our lives. And yet, that freedom, as soon as we hear we can have it, all we've got to do is do the work that's laid out in front of us. As long as we continue in the teaching, proving that we are disciples, we'll gain freedom. Have you ever realized that most of us react just like the Jews did to those words from Jesus? The very next verse says, "We are descendants of Abraham," they answered him, "and we have never been enslaved to anyone. How can you say you will become free?" We find out there's freedom, and it's a path that we can take. And the next thing we do is, well, I'm not a slave. I chose this life. I'm not a slave. I can quit anytime I want. I was having a conversation with an addict yesterday, flat out telling me they weren't addicted, that they could go all day without a hit. Telling me that they were fine. And not an hour after I got home from church, my phone was blowing up, being accused of lying to that person. And it was because they were high. My heart's breaking right now for that situation. But the truth is, we all do what the Jews did, right? Jesus told them, "I assure you, everyone who commits sin is a slave to sin. A slave does not remain in the household forever, but a son does remain forever. Therefore, if the Son sets you free, you are really free. I know that you're descendants of Abraham, but you are trying to kill me because my word is not welcome among you." Later on, he says, "I can create children out of rocks. The rocks will cry out," right? So what I'm saying to you today, flat out, what I'm saying to you today is, if we follow his commands, we're his disciples. We get to know his word. We'll know the truth. The truth will set us free. It's not going to be instantaneous, by the way. You might have relief from a craving, but the freedom won't be instantaneous. It comes from the following. And the longer you do it, the greater the freedom. I want that for every one of you today. I love you all. I want the best for y'all. I ask you to pray for that one that I spoke of, that they will find release and relief, that they will find themselves in a position where they have no choice but to surrender their lives to Christ. And I ask you to pray for me as I do my best to lead and love. I love y'all. Have a great day. God bless.